So it's another beautiful day here in what has been gloomy Wisconsin, but we're on our way to New Glarus to meet Tony, the guy who has owned the AMC Javelin we just bought for the past 32 years. He's the guy who painted it, he's the guy who put the engine in it, he put brakes on it, but other than that, he has just been its caretaker for a long time. So we're on our way there to do a little interview with him, learn a little bit more history on the car, and it's going to be cool because it's not all the time you get to talk to the people who had these cars for so long when you bought them. A lot of times you find a car and you don't know the history on it. So we're in the truck, we're going to go there, we're going to find out a little bit more about the history of the Javelin we just bought. So here we go. Here we go, we are officially rolling into New Glarus, Wisconsin. You might recognize that name from New Glarus Brewing Company, known nationwide for having the Spotted Cow beer that you can only buy here in Wisconsin. Funny that they're known nationwide, but they don't sell their beer anywhere else. So, almost to Tony's house, and we'll be showing you some of his cars and learning a little bit more about the Javelin. It's gonna be cool. All right. So we're meeting the guy who has owned the Javelin for the past 32 years, and his shop is super cool. So he's got a Javelin here and 3 AMXs, and that was actually your high school car right there, right?
Yep, correct.
That's super cool. And then you used to drag race this thing.
Yep, I've drag raced that one. My brother drag raced this one.
So all of them have been racing except for this guy.
This one I haven't raced.
It's too nice.
No, maybe down the road. I just got this car not too long ago.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
That's a new addition. So.
And these weren't fast enough for you, so you went and bought the Javelin down in North Carolina.
That one was going to be the top dog on that one. Yeah.
And you said you found it in an ad that was listed in, what was it in?
NAMDRA, the NAMDRA newsletter, auto club basically for cars.
Because back in the 80s, you don't have the internet, so you got to find things how you can.
So I did it, yeah.
So that's super cool. And then you painted it and put the engine in it and brakes.
Yes, yeah. We painted it at my friend's shop. He helped. Chuck Chassis was his name. He was real big into AMCs, and he helped us with a lot of the cars. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yep.
So AMC has kind of been it for you, I guess. I mean, it looks like that, at least looking around. Right. So
yep.
Is it because of Kenosha? I'm
from Kenosha. Yeah, I was born there. My grandpa worked at AMC. My uncle worked there. So yeah, my dad had a 68 Javelin, kind of got me into it, and kind of went from there.
And you said this is his Javelin right here, right, in this photo?
That's his Javelin, yeah.
That's super cool.
That was the first car I ever had in Javelin.
So give me a quick walk around of your cars and tell me a little bit about each one.
Sure. This is a 69 AMX. This is my newest edition. Had this for really only maybe 6 months. 394 speed. Kind of working on it, getting it to where I want it. There's a few things different. I got to change the mirrors aren't right, change some lenses, just a few little things. But this is one I'm going to drive around quite a bit, hopefully. And it's got 354 gears in it, so it's drivable.
And then this car right here, which is the big body Javelin.
Yeah, this is a 71. It's a 401 4-speed. That's got 410 gears in it. This is a car I painted probably 25 years ago. It's got 410 gears, so it's not real good for driving long distances, but I drive this to get gas for the lawnmower usually and stuff right now. But I'm going to change it to 354, 373 gears so I can drive a little bit more. Got some little interior work yet to do with it, but that car is, yeah, it's a nice driver too.
And then back here you have one of your brother's old cars, right. And this one right here is actually what you consider your first car, even though you owned a 73 of this.
I owned a 73 that was my technically first car, but this is the first car I did a lot of work on, yeah. So, and it needs to be worked on again. So.
And what year is this? And
that's a 70 AMX. It's a 390 automatic, leather interior. This one I was racing. It's got a torque flight in it, a stall converter, 456 gears. So I'll have to detune that one a little bit to get it back on the street. But that's my next project. So.
And you've taken this on road trips as it sits.
Yeah,
So you took it down to Texas.
I took it back, it was 30 years ago, but yeah, I took it down to Texas. I've driven that all over the place. Yeah.
And you even painted this car. You said it was brown when you got it?
It was brown. My friend helped me paint this. That was before I was painting, so he painted that one years ago.
Okay. And then this was your brother's car.
This was a friend of ours' car.
Okay.
Then it was my brother's car, and then I traded my brother a car for this car. So yeah, so it's been through a few people.
And this is your winter project this year?
This is my way. Yeah, I'm gonna put a motor in this, and yeah, we might sell that over next year. Sometime.
Yeah. So who knows? Me and my dad might be back up here.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah,
Buying another car from Tony.
I'll offer it to you first. Okay?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. The AMXs are super cool, being a two-door sports car,
right?
Instead of the big body four-seater that you get on the Javelin.
Right.
This 70s spec AMX drag car, it used to have slicks on it. They're sitting over there. It's super cool. You can tell it had candy apple paint, and it's been polished so much over the years that the gold is showing through. But my dad's considering buying this car after he gets it running because it's a pretty cool little car. It's got a fuel cell back here, AMX badge. Oh look, it still has its tech numbers on it from the last time it raced. That's pretty cool. But his high school car right here, really awesome. Look at the AMX license plate back there. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, those are the 4 I have right now, and yeah, you never know. Someday I'd love to get a Rebel machine or a Scrambler. I'd love to get one of those one day, but you never know.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, thanks for showing us the collection. I mean, this is super cool.
Yeah,
like 4 AMCs packed into a garage. I guess the AMC guys are kind of nuts, so they end up with multiple. Like AMC is almost like a cult. I feel like.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're even more serious about it than the Mopar guys are about the Mopars.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think you get that underdog mentality, that thing, and you just kind of go with it.
And like you said, they're different.
They're different.
They're cool.
People are afraid of them for getting parts, and I know you said like your friend in Kenosha, he's got a lot of parts, but I can sometimes find parts because if you know where to look, you can find them. I guess basically is what it comes down to.
Exactly. You got to find the one guy who has all the parts in his garage.
Right. And there have been some nice expansions. Like Kennedy American has a lot of parts for these, and there's seems like there's more out there than you would think.
So we've inadvertently become AMC people over the years from accidentally buying a Hornet for a stupid, trip, and then it turned into being associated with all you people and the stuff that you're doing, and it's just been amazing. So thank you for taking such good care of the Javelin over the years, and giving a really cool car that we're going to get back on the road. I'm really excited to see it run.
I'm excited to see it actually move and go.
I think I'm going to have to bring it. There's a race next year in Kenosha at, I guess, Great Lakes Dragway, July. So hopefully,
you're gonna go.
Hopefully we'll bring the car and race it, and it would be super cool to let you get in it and fire it up. And hey,
that'd be sweet.
Maybe take it for a pass if it actually goes straight. Who knows?
No clue. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, it's super cool to meet him and see some of his collections. These cars are just really, really neat. Yeah, we're about to fire this car up so we can hear it.
It's this car.
Yeah, so he's about to fire up this Javelin. This thing is super cool. It is Hurst shifter with the gauges down in it. Go actually Zeus the hood on before I drive it home because I had to bring an open trailer. So I'm gonna go get some of that work done here in a little bit, but it's so great to meet Tony and actually see where this car has been sitting for so long. It's been right here.
This is where it's at for
and now it's got another Javelin there.
Now it's got another Javelin. Yeah.
That's too cool. Well, thank you, Tony. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
So
thank you.
So unfortunately the GoPro died, so I don't know how good some of the footage I took on my phone is, but I tried to show you Tony's place. It's pretty cool. But now I'm back on the road, and we're here in New Glarus. So while you're here, you got to get some Spotted Cow from New Glarus Brewing Company. This beer is known nationwide, but only available here in Wisconsin. So got a couple cases. They'll be going back to Georgia with me so I can enjoy it for a little while before my next trip to Wisconsin, because now I'm an AMC guy, so I'm probably just gonna be here all the time, right? I don't know, we'll see. So got the truck filled up, and now it's time to head back to Kenosha. So next time you see me, I'll be in Kenosha. And just like that, we're back at Tommy's. So there's Tommy, there's the car. We got to get the cover pulled off, and I need to Zeus the hood on. So I'm gonna be drilling some holes, figuring all that out, putting the hood where it's supposed to go. That way it doesn't fly off on the way home, because that wouldn't be good.
That'd be bad.
Yes.
As we say in the industry.
Yes, Tommy, that would be bad. So anyway, we're gonna get the cover off, and then I think we're gonna take the hood inside once I mark where things go, because it's cold here. I don't ever wear gloves. I'm wearing gloves. Even Tommy's wearing gloves, and he lives here.
He told me to, so I don't cut my hands.
Oh, it's a fiberglass hood. He's not gonna cut his hands. They might itch a little bit, but they won't get cut. Anyway, there we go. Let's get the cover off. So now we brought the hood back into Tommy's rear garage. It's his dad's Super Coupe clone, and then Tommy's first car, this Trans Am right here. It's a 6-cylinder, but stay tuned. We might be doing something pretty cool with either an LSA or LT4. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but I think I'm going to help him get this thing swapped. But pretty sweet old Trans Am. Really nice. 4th gen. It's beautiful. The Trans Am, like WS6 package, brings a ton of money. So if you build your own WS6, it's a lot cheaper way to do it. But anyway, this is the hood that Tony put together for the Javelin. So you can see where he reinforced the structure. These are aluminum C-channel that's wrapped in fiberglass cloth and fiberglassed into the hood, so that it's actually got some structure. And I need to put the Zeus fasteners in. So I was checking it out on the car, and this guy right here is hitting. So I'm gonna have to cut just the edge off of this thing and get it out of the way, so that I can then actually get the hood where it goes. Then I'll be marking the hole locations and Zeusing it on. But this is super cool. You can see the hardwood scoop on the old fiberglass hood, and these parts are probably not made that often anymore, so it's good we already have it. Save a little bit of weight with fiberglass hood. One thing I just noticed too is, look back there. There's a Sally Speed Shop sticker, but it's the OG Sally Speed Shop sticker when I was still living in LA, so it says Los Angeles, California on it. These guys have been around from the beginning, so it's super cool that they went and picked up this car for us. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work on this, so here we go. Always wear your safety glasses, because you do not want fiberglass in your eyes. It's unpleasant, I swear. Just gonna make a little bit of extra clearance on this thing so it can sit back a little further on the cow. That's probably good enough. I think this side was okay, so I just need to trim that. So now to put it back on the car and test fit for the Zeus fasteners and drill a few holes, and then we're gonna be hitting the road. There we go. Gotta love a death wheel. What are we about to do, Tommy?
We have to Zeus it.
Just gonna Zeus the hood on.
We're gonna Zeus it real good.
Yeah, it's got Zeus fasteners to hold it on, and that's not the Greek god Zeus. It's named after some guy whose name was D-S-U-Z, and for some reason that spells Zeus somehow. The D is silent. I don't know.
Don't look at me, broham.
But anyway, we gotta slide the hood back on. Then I'm marking all the spots for where it attaches from, I guess, underneath, which is gonna be a little tricky.
We're gonna probably attach it from underneath, which I'm guessing is gonna be a little tricky.
What Tommy said.
We're gonna Zeus it. Let's not trip over that winch.
Yeah, don't trip. Don't die.
OSHA!
OSHA would not approve. Fiberglass hoods are the best, by the way. They weigh nothing. So, race car spec. Alright, now we're just gonna have to situate it where we want it. Now, how do I mark it from underneath? We'll see. I have to get creative. So here's a little trick for you guys. You could borrow a can of spray paint from Tommy.
It's Farmhouse Black.
Yeah, real fancy. But we're gonna be basically just spraying around where the Zeus fasteners are gonna go, and it'll mark the hole perfectly for us, rather than trying to sneak a Sharpie in there. So I'm just gonna climb up under the fender and go, and it'll be good to go. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. We're gonna take the hood in out of the cold and drill some holes in it. You gotta get it right. I don't know if you could see. You see where I spray painted?
Spray paint.
You see the outline of the Zeus fastener?
Spray paint. Spray paint.
So now I know where to drill my holes without having to get a Sharpie under there. It's a lot easier. Whew. There we go. Time to go to the garage where it's warm. So, as you can see, the center hole of that Zeus fastener is clearly marked with spray paint, and I know exactly where to drill it on each one. Like, you can see the whole tab there. It's a really good trick for if you're trying to mark holes in a weird spot. Just good to go. So I'm gonna get a drill bit, and whenever you're drilling on fiberglass, you want to put some tape down on your painted surface so when you blow through you don't just destroy the paint. So gonna get some tape and some drill bits and get this thing ready to go on the car so I can hit the road. So one of my sponsors that sponsored the truck build is Can Cut. You say it like that, like can cut. I always just pronouncing it can cut, but it's can cut, like a southerner would say the word can. And they sent this thing called a drill bit buddy full of drill bits. And I'm gonna drill the pilot holes with this thing and use a step bit after that, because step bits are much cleaner on fiberglass, doesn't tear it up as much. And yeah, these are super nice. So if you need a good set of drill bits, I highly recommend them. Let's get some holes drilled in the hood and hope they're in the right spot. Because if they weren't, that would be highly unfortunate. I mean, I know it's fiberglass, but sharp drill bits make a huge difference.
Cuts like butter.
Like butter. It can cut. So now I've got a step bit on my drill, and I'm just gonna expand these holes all the way to 1/2 inch. There we go. So that's one done. So easy. So much easier than steel. Fiberglass is light and really easy to work with. It's just a shame when it breaks apart. You can't weld it back together. You gotta glue it back together, and that's not fun. But yeah, there we go. So this is a Zeus fastener, for those who don't know. Basically a little spring-loaded like cam lock type deal. And they use them in racing because they're really easy to take on and off. And you could take a whole body panel off. Like the whole front end of that car is attached with these, so the whole front end can technically get pulled off to make it super easy to work on. So then these just pop in here, and you're good to go. Pretty sweet, right?
It was very sweet.
Endearing. But I'm gonna get the rest drilled, and then you'll see us putting the hood on the car. So that's what we're gonna be doing next. So the nice thing with a fiberglass hood is you can pick it up yourself and put it on the vehicle without help generally.
Even though help is here.
Yeah, I'm being stupid, but I want to see if I can do it. So when they have a hood scoop, it's really easy because you grab the hood scoop and then you just drop the thing down. Oh, look at that. Almost like it was made for this car. Oh, wait, I guess that's obvious. But now we get to Zeus it on. That's what we were doing. Yeah, it lines up. See the holes right on the fastener? Just bzz, bzz, bzz. All right, well, car is loaded up. Got to do the final. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere. And now it's good to ride all the way home. So got everything dialed in. I might have to tighten these hood pins. I'll actually do that when we are at the restaurant. I'm going to eat in Kenosha before I take off, so got to remember to tighten those up because don't want to lose the spoiler and the deck lid. That would be unfortunate. But everything's ready. Got the Zeus fasteners in the hood to where it's not going anywhere. And I think we're all right. Look how good that thing looks. Whew. That thing is one bad mamma jamma.
Wear your seatbelt, kids.
That's a good, hey, good message. I respect that. But truck's loaded down with everything. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go.
Yeah, we even got a passenger.
The Flamingo.
The Flamingo. And spotted Calvin wheelie bars. It's a great combo.
Here comes the screaming
and a dog attacked. Perfect time to leave. Well, this place is super cool. Tommy just brought me to Alfano Performance, and it looks like an old AMC dealership or shop. Was it an actual dealership?
I think it was at one point, yeah. I don't know too much history on this building, but there is some tie to AMC here.
Okay, that's cool. So imagine back in the day, in the 80s, you had your race team going, and this was your shop truck and your race car, and you show up at the AMC shop to get some parts for your race car. We're like taking a step back in time right here. This place is super cool. There's all kinds of Jeeps. There's some Hornets sitting around. So this is pretty cool. Kenosha is like all about AMC. If you guys don't know that, like if you come here, everybody knows AMC. Everybody has AMC. How many AMCs does your family have?
We have 3 right now.
Yeah, 3 Hornets. So kind of runs in the blood, but this place is super cool. So we just stopped into Nick Alfano's shop. It's called Alfano Performance. And what do you know? He has a big body Javelin in here, and it looks so killer in this like kind of charcoal gray paint. You said it's a Chrysler color?
Yeah, it's called titanium.
So Dodge Challenger it came on or something? It looks awesome on this thing. What are you doing with this car?
So this car is going to be built now for a customer. So
Okay.
I had a customer that came in and he had a 72 AMX that he wanted us to do some work on, and he saw I was putting this car together for myself. He saw this car, fell in love with it, and decided to have us do a custom job on it.
Okay.
So this is going to have a different, kind of a similar suspension, a rack and pinion suspension on it. It's going to have a pretty built up 401.
So you're doing a 401 in it?
Yeah.
So this is what our car would have looked like when it still had the factory floors in it and no roll cage and no giant wheel tubs. So it's kind of cool to see it in comparison to what's on our trailer right now. Yeah, that's super cool. And what is it you do here mainly?
Mainly engine and drivetrain stuff.
So a lot of AMC V8s?
Yep, V8s, Jeep stuff, like, you know, doing
Little scrambler?
A little bit of a mess, but we're did a frame off.
It's beautiful though.
So this thing is all new wiring.
Yeah, you did paintless wiring. That's how I use it in everything.
Yeah, you know,
Super
for the
nice
Jeeps,
kit.
there's not a lot. M&H is coming out with a kit for them, but they don't have it just yet. So there's not a lot of people that do plug and play stuff for the Jeep.
Yeah, the painless stuff is so easy. I put it in everything.
It
So
is.
that's awesome. But yeah, he's doing some cool stuff, and he's the guy to talk to if you need some AMC parts, apparently. So Alfano Performance, it's alfanoperformance.com.
Yes.
So cool. But yeah, the Javelin is cool. Turbine wheels and everything.
Yeah, those are. See, where he wants like.
They look so good
I
though.
don't think those are gonna
I love a 15-inch wheel on an old muscle car.
I'll show you a nice set of those.
Oh, look at that. Is that a 401?
That's a 360.
360, but still cool. And that's so our block is red, which I don't know why the guy painted it red, but
So
this
red
is
could have been
the
a California.
yeah, the California motors were painted red. Who knows? But this is the most AMCs have this color block. I actually have a Hornet with a straight 6 that's painted red.
Oh.
And all the AMC guys got mad at me, and I was like, no, it was sold in California. And they were like, oh, okay, I get it.
Any of the the high emissions.
Yeah,
stuff.
and that's what I learned.
The
And,
industrial engines, I think, did the same thing. There's a customer.
oh man, look at that.
390.
Woo. That thing is beautiful. I might need valve covers like that.
Yeah.
So look at all the AMC parts on the wall. There's not many old speed shops in general still around, and this one is all AMC, which that's probably about the only one that still does all AMC performance parts. So it's pretty awesome. You don't walk into a place like this very often, and you see like American Motors clocks and stuff. Like this place is a time capsule. You said you have 3 buildings full of cars. It's like all the car guys. We can't help ourselves. Oh, I love the Monster Tack. I'm definitely putting one in that car.
Yeah.
Like that's just such a great look for an old school car. What color is this one?
This is called Radar Blue Iridescent. This car actually.
It's like purplish blue. It's
Yeah.
really pretty.
This car was
Man.
painted in the 90s.
And I love the vinyl tops on these cars with how it splits it down the middle. In the 90s, that looks great for being painted in the 90s. And what's going on with this one? Oh, I see an Indy intake.
Yeah, so this got fully ported Indy heads. It's a solid roller.
Man, so it's aluminum heads.
Indy, fully ported Indy heads that we did. It's solid roller cam. The carburetor is a carb that we did. It's a custom built 1050 Ultra with the Indy intake. This has got ARH headers on it.
Oh yeah, those headers are beautiful down there. How much power does this make?
This one we didn't dyno.
Okay. What's the butt dyno say?
This is definitely in the mid 600.
Man, what a beautiful car to just have a 600 horsepower engine under the hood.
I haven't started it.
Well, yeah, those cold starts are always difficult, but hey, let's find out. Okay, so that's a Rebel under there. Man, that sounds awesome. What's the compression ratio on this?
12.82.
Okay. And you drive this on the street, obviously. Man. It's got some crackle to it.
A lot of it is just how you put it together. So I mean, you build that thing right.
Oh,
You
yeah.
should be, in an AMC, you're going to keep it AMC power.
That's the current plan. Drag and drive is really tricky with it.
It is.
And stuff gets very expensive very quickly.
Yeah, and you know you need something too that can handle that kind of drive.
Yeah. So Brian Goldstone has a big block in his.
Yes.
But I'm sure the AMC guys hate him, but it goes 6s. How can you hate that?
Yeah, well, you know, and Ambrosini, he just went to a Pro Line Hemi.
Yeah.
You know, so it does get to the point where there's only so much you can do with old technology.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know, versus coming up and putting some of the more modern stuff. The fact that we've got some really good lobe designs, and we're grinding some really nice custom rollers in these things, in the ramp speed, being able to increase that quite a bit, getting them to open and close much quicker, and playing around with how they overlap and such.
A lot less duration,
Yeah,
where
it's
not as
really-
aggressive.
It's really changed the game as far as what these were like even 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You build a car with the camshaft that's like this thing, you'd never be able to drive it on.
Yeah, you were saying you drive this thing all the time. You get in, it fires up.
Yeah, I take this thing. We've taken it out to the county. I've taken this thing out to Gus's and what is that? East Troy. We took this down to Rockford when they had the AMO show down there.
And it'll just sit there and idle, sit in
Yep.
traffic. Man, that's amazing. 12.8 to 1 on the street. Obviously, you're on race gas, but
Yeah.
it's a little more expensive than pump gas.
But you know what? If we converted it to E85 and injection,
Yeah.
fuel injection, I could probably drive on E85.
Oh, 100%. That's what I'm kind of thinking of doing with that thing. So that's awesome. Thanks for showing us the
Sure.
car and the shop. This place is super cool. Didn't expect all this, but thanks for the hookup.
Kenosha, baby.
This car is insane. Like, man, that's a great street car right there. And these things just look tough. See the Gremlin on the way out. This is the car most people know AMC for, is the AMC Gremlin. They're so cute. It's almost like they didn't finish designing it and they just chopped the back off, because it's just a straight line. Thanks for showing us around.
Sure.
Yeah. So we got to go hit lunch with your dad.
Lunch.
And then it's on to Georgia. It's a bit of a long drive. Hopefully the car doesn't fall off the trailer. That's what you always worry about.
Yep.
Even though it's never happened to me, you always worry about it. But this place is awesome. All right, well, it is officially time to leave Wisconsin behind. Hopefully they don't have a barricade at the border not letting me leave with this prized AMC. Just had lunch with Tom and Pete and Tommy, and now it is time for me to head south and make some miles and get this thing back to the shop so we can start getting it on the road. God, look at it though. It is so beautiful. That's probably like legitimately one of the coolest things you could ever haul on a trailer. Whew. Gotta check the straps, always. That ain't going anywhere. That ain't going anywhere. What I'm really worried about is the hood. So, I guess the window's okay. That ain't going anywhere. Let's see. Oh, that one needs a crank. That ain't going anywhere. Oh gosh, I'm gonna trip and die. All right, that ain't going anywhere, and that's not going anywhere. You, please be good to me on the way home. It's way too cold for this. Not a fan. Oh, it's so much better in here without the wind. There we go. Stop to do a quick load check, make sure everything's doing all right, because we definitely don't want to lose this thing or lose the hood or anything along the way. So everything seems to be working really well. So I am going to hit the road, but I also thought I didn't tighten these. So I'm going to tighten the hood pins that are holding the trunk on, because as you see, it lifts up and that is loose. So I'm going to tighten it down and that should be good to go. So we'll do that real quick and then we'll be back on the road. So far so good though. Truck's doing good, car's doing good, and we are looking good. That's what counts, right? That would have been highly unfortunate to lose this thing on the freeway somewhere, because it'd be hard to replace. We'd have to call Joe and get another trunk, but then we'd also have to do all the work. If I can do this by myself, it's kind of tricky. We'd have to do all the work of cutting the structure out like John Dover did when he built this car. How cool is that? All right, I gotta go grab some tools and then we'll get these tightened down and taken care of. So, one of the best tools you can bring on a road trip if you bring nothing else is a crescent wrench. Not only is it metric and standard, but you can also use it as a hammer. So, yeah, we're gonna get this one snugged down into place and then we'll be back in business and back on the road. Whew, it's cold, my fingers are going numb. Not a fan of that, that's for sure. Let's see. Lefty loosey, right? In this case, that's actually correct because the nut is on the bottom side. All right, there's one tight. Gonna tighten the other side, then get the deck lid back on. It is way too cold. Not a fan. The Georgia boy, I'm not built for this. Oh, pinching my finger. Ow! Heck yeah. Let's get these in. And we're in business. Whew. I'm definitely ready to head south for warmer weather because I can't feel my fingers. And I don't like that. All fixed up. And that ain't going anywhere. So get the tools put away and we'll be back on the road. So this truck is pretty much the best thing ever. Look at that. Freaking amazing. And away they go. Well, just made a quick stop for gas. I'm gonna do one quick check of the car, make sure everything's doing all right. Straps are still tight, hood's still on, hood scoop's not going anywhere, windows are still in it, trunk's still there, straps are good back here. So I think we're in business. Thing is looking killer going down the road, and truck's doing great, so we're just gonna keep on rolling into the night. What a good machine. Well, I made it to Mark's house last night and got to sleep for a few hours, which is always great. He's there tinkering with his little VW square back. He was trying to start it this morning and broke the throttle cable, which is never fun. But I need to top off the coolant in this thing. I've literally only used about a gallon on this whole trip, so it's such a tiny leak, but I'll resolve that when I get home. So we're gonna do that, and then we're hitting the road to head to my buddy Tom Patsis' shop. He's known as Cold Hard Art. He builds cool metal art out of old Top Fuel parts and different race car parts and a bunch of trophies for different racing series. Awesome guy. He actually welded up the diff on the El Camino on Power Tour in 2019, for the final time after I blew it up 3 nights in a row. So super good guy. Gonna stop and see him. Maybe buy some Christmas presents because he sells a lot of cool stuff. So truck's doing good. This is probably the first time this Javelin has actually had frost on it in the last 40 years, which is wild to think about because it's been inside. So got a little bit of frost going on the window. Yeah, this thing, it looks good no matter what. So, whew. All right, I'm gonna get the coolant topped off, fire up the truck, and see if I can help Mark real quick, and then I gotta go because got places to go and people to see. So this is a 50-50 mix of used coolant that I had around the shop. And I figure if it's gonna leak out, it doesn't need to be brand new. Makes sense to me. Let's see how much it takes. Oh, it's not gonna take much at all. So probably about 1/3 of this jug, maybe half, but we're pretty close to the top already. Well, that's good enough. She is ready to go. Boom. Be good to me. Gotta love the sound of a square body hood. It's very distinct. I guess every sound is kind of distinct on a square body. You could make a ASMR video with all this stuff. See how good it fires up. Typically, cold starts really well. Struggled a little bit, but it's colder than normal. Man, this truck is so good. Gotta love that Terminator X. There you go, already idling. Boom! Sounds so good. All right, let's go help Mark for a second. Whew. It's brisk, Mark.
It's cold.
It's cold. Perfect time to work on a car in the driveway.
Yeah, no, it's a stupid time. So I need to tape that to that. Man, look at that.
It's a Volkswagen. I don't speak Volkswagen.
I don't either. That's the problem.
I guess you go from the other end.
Okay. But then on that end, I have this down there. So either way, it's got to go through.
Yeah, but this end goes through to the back and it's straight.
I get that, but it attaches
To the pedal, right?
this. Yeah, but to get this end started down there,
Well, you'd have to cut the end off
that's not a
to
horrible
fish it back
idea.
through.
Wow, you're so smart,
I have my moments. On like 4 hours sleep too.
dude. You're brilliant.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Do you need my help or do I get to go? I don't, because
Go.
I don't want to miss like the things I need to do, but I don't want to leave him stranded.
I'm okay. I'm at home, so if I'm stranded, then it's okay.
That's fair. He's not on the side of the road. That's a fair point. I hate to bail, but that will fix it.
Yeah, you know, just cut the wire.
Yeah, cut the end off, tape it together, and you'll be good.
See,
Fish it through.
I mean, you just made the entire trip worth it for me. I mean, you being here.
Knowledge is
Because
power, guys.
I would have never thought to cut the
But
wire.
owning a house that you can let your friends sleep at, it's also power. So thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
Because that was really great. Left the door unlocked and everything.
Yeah, our driveway is always available.
Yeah, and it's great. This place is awesome. It's like, what year was this house built?
1860.
1860.
Yes.
So it's got some history. It's not your cookie cutter house. It's really cool.
1860, 1930, 1970.
So it's been a work in progress.
Right, and
for 110 years.
yeah, exactly.
Well, even now, still. So
It's very much still in
160
progress.
years. That's
Yes.
cool. Well, anyway, I'm gonna hit the road, head to Tom's house. I'm leaving him with a tiny bit of knowledge, I guess, and
Yes.
then the rest is in his hands.
Yes.
His very numb, frigid hands.
Yes.
It's cold out here. I'm gonna get in the truck where it's warm-ish.
Ish.
But this thing's cool. It's got a Porsche motor in it.
Yeah, 914
That's
motor.
not a Volkswagen motor.
Well,
I mean, it is,
Yeah, because basically the bus motors and the 914 motors were the same motor.
but it doesn't look like the typical little 1600cc. So
Correct.
It's way cooler. Sweet. You got an alarm going off, something important, I'm sure.
Nope.
Well, Mark, thank you.
Brother.
Always a pleasure. We'll give, I guess they got a hug on camera. That was special.
Oh, wow.
You know him very well now. All right, we're hitting the road. See you, Mark. Thank you. If you need help, holler.
I'll be good.
Okay. Ah, here we go. Back at the truck, my happy place. Towing a race car. Oh, whew. See our breath. Yikes. All right, let's see. Pull the e-brake. Shift it into granny. And off we go. This truck is way too good. See you, Mark. What a machine. All right, well, we are officially on the road, so next time you see me, we're gonna be at Tom Patsis' shop, so I'll let you guys know when we're rolling up. It's a super cool place. Well, there we go. We just made it to Cold Hard Art, so I'm gonna go inside and show you a little what this guy does, because it is really cool. All right, so we're in Tom's shop, and I'm gonna let him give you a quick rundown about who he is and what he does, and I don't know why he does it. That might be a scary answer. We'll find out.
Yeah. Basically, I have really bad hair. I basically just build metal art, and that turned into trophies. So I do trophies all the time now. Replicas of people's cars, sculptures, and I only use race car parts. I absolutely not a big fan of street car parts. Race car stuff is way more cooler. So that's basically all I do. I watch TV every day, Netflix, drink some caffeine, and hope that I only have 10 visitors every day. So it's I got a good life.
Yeah, because I've been here for 2 hours. He's got no work done. So sorry, my bad. But he used to work for...
I used to work for Don Schumacher Racing. I worked on the Pro Stock bike team, and then I moved into the fab shop, and then I quit my dream job to be here.
I don't know. Other dream job.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea, but I've been doing this full time since 2015. Full time. I've been doing it forever, but so I'm still in business, and you know.
Yeah, we were just saying it's a really weird deal when you quit your dream job, because I did the same thing with Hot Rod.
Who does that?
And it's like, what do you do afterwards? Apparently this.
Yeah, better things.
So I mean, if you look around the shop, it's amazing. There's funny car bodies on the wall, like look at, that's a piston out of a tractor.
I think it's out of a Civic, actually.
Yeah, totally a Civic. Look at the size. Yeah, I mean, if you just go over here, like connecting rods, like this is all ARP rocker studs. This whole bucket, like it's insane. Everywhere you go, there's top fuel blocks. There's rim polished ring gears. Like, I mean, look at this stuff. Like, I could spend like an eternity in here just picking things up and being like, oh, that's really cool. Oh, wait, that's also really cool. So I'm only gonna let you see a little bit of it because I would be here for 17 hours filming if I showed you everything. But I mean, that's a fuel cell for NASA.
Yes.
And it's in your shop.
Yeah, seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, he's got cool bikes. He's got everything. And so he just used to weld for these teams, and you did carbon as well.
Yeah, I learned how to do carbon fiber, but obviously that stuff's nasty when you get to go grinding it.
Yeah, and now he sits here and TIG welds.
Yeah,
no MIG welding. No. All TIG welding?
I got a MIG welder.
Okay, but you mainly TIG weld.
I just like TIG weld. It's just a little bit of fine
it's
art.
Quiet, it's comfortable.
No sparks.
And like, he made this, and sorry guys, I bought all of them. But he's gonna be selling these. He calls them an ARP mine.
I'm gonna call it ARP mine, like the old war mines in the ocean for the subs.
It's so cool. I don't know why I want to buy it.
It's absolutely useless, but
it's cool.
That's what makes it cool.
So if you want to buy something from you, where do they go?
Just coldhardart.com. I have an online store, and obviously everything's handmade. So
yeah.
I don't have any employees.
From car parts.
Yeah, race car parts, man.
It's so cool.
The
good
stuff.
Yeah, I have this for some reason. So yeah, check out Cold Hard Art. He's Cold Hard Art on Instagram. He makes all kinds of trophies and stuff, and he's just a good guy. So
well, thank you.
Yeah, we've been talking for 2 hours, and I need to hit the road. So now it's on to Holley Performance, I think. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people on this trip.
I've heard of them,
but that's what the car community is great for. All the people.
Yeah. People is it, man.
That's the whole reason I know
no
you.
machine's ever been made without a person.
So on Power Tour in 2019, the El Camino was parked right there before all that stuff was here, when you could get a car in here still.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
we welded up the rear end with probably that welder.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of just MIGging the spider gears, but that's what you said.
I didn't have any spider gears left.
Oh yeah, they were in pieces, so
they had turned to powder. Is the crazy part.
A lot of weld on there, just going, let's make a spider gear out of weld.
It held for like 3,000 miles. I did the burnout contest here in Indy.
That blows my mind, because usually that becomes a hard spot. Something else breaks, so.
And something eventually did come out the diff cover, which was wild to me. But my burnout mark is still out there.
Yes,
I don't know. But anyway, that's a random fact. So, cool story with Tom. And now it's time to go see Holley. So I got to hit the road because we've been talking for 2 hours. And he needs to get some work done.
Yeah.
Because he has a deadline, and he's like me. He needs a deadline to get it done.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas, because I can say that, because I own the company.
Well, Yeah, and this video probably won't be out till Christmas,
Oh.
realistically. So it might be perfect timing.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. All right, time to hit the road. So I just showed Tom the car before I left, and he's got his daughter Luna out here. And my mom will be thrilled to see you in a YouTube video because she's like your biggest fan. So you have fans already. I didn't have fans at your age. That's pretty amazing. What do you think of this thing, Tom?
I love it. I actually think it looks so evil and sinister, and I feel like you don't have that much work to do.
No,
I really don't.
I can't believe how good it is.
It was like in a bubble, like you said. It was in the time capsule, and it's dated, but it's a cool dated.
Yeah, and it's not so dated it's not gonna be fast.
No, I mean it's ready to go. God, it just looks cool. The combo you got with the truck and the
Yeah, I said
trailer.
it's like a time machine. It's a
Yeah.
step back to 1982 when that truck would have been brand new and this car would have been an old car you could have bought and turned into a race car.
You are going to get this thing running and driving down the track and do whatever you want, and you're going to make 2 other people very happy. You know, that you kind of know but don't really know.
Well, 3 people.
Three
the guy
people.
that owned it
Yeah,
when he found it, the guy that built it, and the guy that has kept taking care of it for 32 years.
That's cool.
So all of them, I'm gonna take it to them and let them see it run. It's gonna be so cool.
That's awesome.
All right, go inside where it's warm.
Okay.
Great seeing you, Tom. See you, Luna. Time to hit the road.
All right.
Whew. Thanks for your time, Tom.
Drive safe.
I'll do my best.
I didn't see it. Little...
Oh yeah, so it's Sally's Speed Shop. If you
Yeah.
didn't know, it's named after my
Yep.
grandma.
That's cool.
So that's when I built the shop. I did a burnout on the slab before I put the building up
Just do burnouts there.
with her in the passenger
that's
seat.
cool.
And she had never done a burnout in her life. She was 88 years old. And I did a burnout to the point where she was sitting next to me in the car and I could not see her.
That's so special.
And she's sitting there coughing and like dying laughing, and she's like get out of the smoke, Jake. But
That's really awesome.
yeah, really
Just
great.
saw that. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's the details, man.
Yeah,
It's the details in life.
always.
Right.
There's some philosophical thing with Tom all the time. I'm the same way, I just don't show you guys. But anyway, we're gonna hit the road now because we'll just keep talking if I don't get in the truck. Bye, y'all. Here with Alex, the social media guy for a lot of Holley's Instagram. So if you're talking to somebody on Instagram, it's probably this guy.
Or a member of my team. We got a few people there. We got
It's always nice to put a face to the name.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
it's not just Holley, it's this guy. So this is their like development garage where they take all of the platforms they want to make parts for, and they do stuff with them. So it's super cool because even something like an International, which they don't make a specific part for, they have a 2-barrel sniper on it. So it's like, there you go, your International can have a Holley part on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all the C10 stuff. There's a Pontiac that's getting LS swapped, F100s. Like, it's super cool. And of course, all the parts we use to build the C20, there's 2 C10s right there with a bunch of stuff on them. So it's a lot easier to build cars because of the people here that are doing this stuff.
Yeah, we do the heavy lifting first. Make sure it's perfect before it goes out the door to everybody else.
Yeah, truly bolt on.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know, bolt on never actually means bolt on for a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You know how
yeah,
to-
this place is super cool. So now you get to see a little bit of behind the scenes of where the magic happens. But what's crazy is we were talking in the parking lot, and the C20 that we built for Power Tour was only in June, and I believe I already have over 7,000 miles logged. I didn't set up the speedometer immediately for Power Tour, and I think it was like 2,000 miles, and I'm over 5,000 miles on the...
On a engine that you found on the side of the road, just made it work.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's
man.
pretty wild, but 7,000 miles, and the only problem I've had was my throwout bearing. That was just because I adapted an old transmission to a new engine. So kind of cool that it's been that good. And you get 20 miles to the gallon, cruises down the road.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
Chose race cars. There's all kinds
now
of cool
it does.
stuff going on back here, but probably secret, so you just get to look at our faces. But yeah, this is where they make a ton of stuff. They have a giant warehouse here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and they're not just shipping parts. Y'all are making them.
Manufacturing. Yeah, there's carburetor manufacturing here. Intake manifolds come in here and get machined after casting. There's a handful of Earl's fittings that are also machined here as well. So yeah, there's a lot goes on here. And then we have 2 other buildings across town as well. We have exhaust manufacturing, and then we have our giant distribution warehouse.
Yeah, it's awesome. So much happens here in Bowling Green with actual people that are car enthusiasts. And so you can go talk to a lot of people in this place and they're like, oh yeah, I got this car and I do this, and it's super cool. Like you can just walk around and there's like little like blower housings, little YN blower housings. Like it's such a cool place. Look, there's blower manifolds. Like it's like a car guy's like wet dream to walk through this place, and you just see so many things. Like look at all the manufacturing equipment they have set up for. Is this producing carburetors?
We manufacture the base plates. They'll press in everything. This line actually up here, I'll show you real quick. I mean, everybody's gone for the day.
Yeah, but you can still see the parts sitting on the benches to show that it's really happening. Like, it's crazy because we're so used to putting LSs and everything, but they're still making so many brand new carburetors. Like,
yeah, so
right here.
So all the way at the end here, we'll get the main body. We'll come in and get machined. So we get the raw body all the way at the end, and it runs into the machine. We actually have robotic machines as well, so they'll feed. It's, you know, press the button, it feeds the part, machines it, pulls it out. So it'll go from machining, and then they'll machine the base plates, and then everything comes here for assembly.
Yeah, and it goes down this line, and they just pass them down.
This is the assembly line, and then there are sub lines that feed into this one as well.
It's such a cool place. Like, if you want to really deep dive into this place, go check out SmarterEveryDay's video.
Yeah,
it's one of the coolest videos about like manufacturing of Holley components. He's in here showing each little detail and even how a carburetor works. Like, 'cause he gets real technical. So if you want to see that, I'll link his video down there. It's so cool. So they're literally putting these together right here in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
These are all the main bodies.
Giant boxes of main bodies for carburetors.
Yeah, these were all just freshly machined, so they'll work their way over. These are quick fuel bodies right here.
Okay. You got lower half of intake manifolds. It's just, there's so much. It's crazy.
These machines, this big one here is, it's decking all of our manifolds that come back from casting.
Man, look at that.
Yeah, these have already been completed.
Yeah, you see the freshly machined surface on where all your injectors go, where your bolts go, where the actual throttle bodies or carburetors bolt to. Like, it's pretty cool that all that's happening here.
Yeah, oil pans too. We'll get the castings to oil pans in. You got all your base plates in here, so those are raw casted base plates. And then it'll pick one up, bring it in, machine it, deck it, clean it up, and then it pulls it right back out.
That's so cool. These machines are amazing. Like, if you're a nerd for manufacturing, CNC machines are like the coolest things. Yeah. You automate the parts you can, and then you get people to do the stuff that a machine can't do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's super cool. So, yeah. But anyway, there's a quick little tour of Holley's manufacturing facilities. Like I said, if you want a detailed video, you're gonna have to go watch somebody else's, because I'm not that smart.
And he did a great job.
Oh yeah,
that was a fun day.
Yeah. So we're gonna go back outside. I'll show you the truck in front of the Holley sign, which I did not here, and then I'm heading south. So trip's kind of wrapping up, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But huge thanks to Alex and Holley for showing me around. Like, this place is awesome. So there you go, American-made parts. There's the truck that Holley helped build in front of their headquarters for the first time, which is pretty cool to see, because wouldn't have been able to do this without them. It turned out way nicer than it was supposed to. Like, every project ever snowballs. So thanks to these guys for doing that, and then we'll see what next project we do something ridiculous on, because the Javelin, that one's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. What do you think of that car? I've been trying to get people's reactions.
I think it's period correct, and just having that engine combo with something like that, you can't beat it. It's full on nostalgia.
Yeah, it's literally like looking at something from a different era. Like, this would be like a professional race team in the 80s. Yeah. This truck with that car and an open trailer was pro racing.
The good old days.
They literally traveled the country like this. and went racing. Granted, they didn't have an LS motor and fuel injection and all that good stuff, but they made it work, and it's gonna be super cool to do that with this, so.
Definitely.
Yeah, anyway, time for me to hit the road. Huge thanks to Alex.
Yeah, man.
I enjoyed the tour, and you got a little sneak peek about it. This is gonna be a long video.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So hope you guys are enjoying it, because this has been a long one. Well, it's another day, and I'm not quite home yet. I actually ended up in Rome, Georgia, at my girlfriend's place, and I was gonna stop and see her anyway, but now I'm here because of this. So, it's raining outside, and technically the Javelin has not seen rain in about 40 years or so. Obviously the front 2 feet is getting wet, because that's all I could fit under her little carport here beside her house, but find you a girl who lets you steal her parking spot and put your hot rod in out of the rain, because that's how you know they're truly a good one. I also am a little bit down, so this is a good day to rest, because coming in last night, about 2 hours before I got here, I started running a fever. I have a sore throat, so I'm thinking I have like a cold or something. So doing the Mucinex and the Dayquil and all that good stuff, and the Javelin's just sitting here chilling out of the rain, because it's not getting wet inside, it's not getting wet in the engine bay. Just this little bit of the nose is getting wet. So yeah, today's gonna be a boring day, but anyway, tomorrow we'll be back on the road, and we're 2 hours from home, so stay tuned. We're almost done with this trip. C20 has been an absolute champ. Whew. And thanks, Sophia, for letting me steal your parking spot. I'll try not to make it a habit, but let's be honest, I'm always gonna be dragging something stupid home, so guess you gotta get used to it. Whoops.
It's another day, and I sound much worse, but I am feeling better. My throat is all that's messing with me now. No fever or something anymore. I stayed up here in Rome for a couple days, but now it's time to head back home and get the car unloaded into the shop. I did a quick check over the truck this morning, made sure all the straps are still good on the car, and so we're about to hit the road and head south. 2 more hours. That's all that's left of the trip. So shout out to the truck for being the real MVP of this whole adventure.
There we go, got the truck warming up. I'm not gonna be talking much for this portion because my voice is pretty wrecked. So just enjoy the time lapse of me driving, because that's all it's gonna be. Because narration hurts, which isn't fun. All right, here we go.
So I know I said I wasn't going to be filming much because of my voice, but had a bolt fall out of my exhaust. I heard a little bit of an exhaust leak. See, that one was still in. I have one that's close enough. It's a standard bolt instead of a metric bolt, but the threads catch and it threads in far enough, so gonna tighten this back down. We'll be good to go. Not exactly what you want to be doing while you're sick, but you know, gotta make it happen. Now I just burned my finger. Dang it. No fingerprints on that one for a while. Well, there you go, truck is fired up. It's still leaking right there where that adapter attaches to the manifold, but it'll be fine for 2 hours, so time to head home. Cut to the time lapse. go. We made it. I still don't have my voice, but the car is here in Noonan, Georgia in one piece. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, we're gonna get some stuff shuffled around here. Got the dually in the way, the Tundra in the way, but we're here. We made it. So that's pretty much it for this video. In the next video, you'll see us do a deep dive on this thing. I'll tell you the whole history of the car, all the cool stuff that's going on underneath it, under the hood, inside. So stay tuned for that. You're not gonna wanna miss it. But thanks for following along on this epic journey. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of you guys that are watching that aren't subscribed. So please hit the subscribe button. It helps more than you know. Drop a like, drop a comment. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you didn't like. I don't care. Just put a comment down there. That also helps with engagement and helps us a ton. So anyway, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one. See ya.